Now, what I'm hoping is that we get some surprise news later on this week when the Baltimore Ravens start practicing. And, Zay Flowers is back in the building. It will be great. But right now, and we know things can change, but right now, I don't think it's looking too good. But again, we'll see. Hopefully, what I'm hoping happens is that we can get right back on here in a couple days and be like, man, we thought it wasn't looking too good. It wasn't looking too good, but now it's looking great and Zay Flowers is back in the building. But that is to be determined. Team, keep it clean. We got a lot to talk about today. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so you don't miss a single update, and let's get right to it. So, John Harbaugh, he had a press conference today, and he was asked about Zay Flowers, who, of course, missed the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And John Harbaugh said, hopefully, later on, towards the end of the week, maybe Zay Flowers can practice then. So he already started it off with not the best, I don't want to say news, but not the best response to the question on Zay Flowers' potential ability for this, availability for this upcoming game against the Bills. But he did also say, but he said this last week too. He said Zay Flowers, he could play without practicing though. So that's a possibility for that. So we'll see. We'll see with Zay. Obviously, he will be in much better shape. It would mean that he was in much better shape and much better health if he did practice before he actually played against the Buffalo Bills. But it's just a wait-and-see type of thing. Jeff Vick, he was asked about it yesterday, and Jeff Vick said that Zay Flowers seems like he would be iffy to play in the game against the Bills. Ian Rappaport, in his original report on Zay Flowers missing the Steelers game, he said that Zay Flowers is going to be out against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then he said that Zay Flowers would have an outside chance to play if the Baltimore Ravens were to advance, which they obviously have. So I don't know, my friends. I don't know. Having Zay Flowers back would be great. That would be stupendous. That would be outstanding. So it's just a wait and see type of thing. Now, what really got me thinking, like, oh my goodness, is this really a little bit worse than what they've been leading us on to believe, is because the Baltimore Ravens, they worked out former Clemson, Texans, Colts, Packers wide receiver, also T. Martin's son, Amari Rodgers. So they worked out a receiver yesterday. So maybe they just, I don't know, man. But anyway, we'll see what happens with our guy Zay Flowers. Hopefully he can have this crazy, miraculous, surprise recovery. But we'll just wait and see. So now we reach my favorite part of these videos where we get to feature your questions. If you would like to take part in it, you can send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com. For the Team Keep It Clean patrons, you can send a DM on Patreon with your question. If you would like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. Gotta give a special shout out to the newest Team Keep It Clean patron, Dej P. What's up, Dej? And she is kicking us off with a question about Brandon Stevens. She said, what's up? This your girl, Dej P, repping them Ravens all the way from Mississippi. Shout out to the SIP. She said, first, I just want to say, Ravens, baby. Hold on now, because I had to clean that up. This was not Team Keep. This Team Keep It Clean, baby. What's that? Come on, now, that's how you start. Really, that's how you start off? This Team Keep It Clean, we start off with that? I can't even spell that out. That's how rough it is. But anyway, she said, and I hope you and your family and the flock are doing well on this Victory Monday. My question is, with the potential target on Brandon Stevens this Sunday, and that is something that it's crazy because with Brandon Stevens, this has been an all-year thing. And we've been hoping and we've been wondering, like, hey, Ravens, like, let's turn this thing around. What's going to happen with Brandon Stevens? Y'all going to keep him out there? They've been keeping him out there. And we've just been hoping, like, all right, he's going to turn around this game. Oh, he's going to turn around this game. Oh, it's going to be the game week. And it's just, there have been some moments now where he's done some nice things, but overall, it's just been really, really bad all year. But anyway, she said, with the potential target on Brandon Stevens this Sunday, do you believe he can make plays? He can, but he does make some, but he gets a lot more plays made on him. That's the issue. And it's big plays too. It's the big, the long, the deep balls and whatnot. And this is like, man. She said, it seems like every time he does make a play, he gets a pass interference. That happens a lot too. She said, I know we have our safeties, but can we trust 21 to keep them from scoring over 20? Well, I mean, he did it. Think about this. And this is something that I saw my guy Matt bring out on Twitter. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. With the game, remember when we played them in week 4, I believe. 'Cause I think we played the Cowboys first. Whenever we played the Bills on that Sunday Night Football game. we still had a terrible defense. Our defense was still all kinds of bad. They hadn't made the benchings. They hadn't demoted anybody. Our defense was that week 1 through 10 terrible defense. Worst pass defense in the league. One of the worst defense. I think our defense overall ranking was like 36. And there's only 32 teams in the league. That's how bad our defense was. But we still held the Bills to 10 points. So I was like, oh my goodness. And now our defense is a lot better. So I don't know. We're going to see. But anyway, she said, can we trust 21 to keep them from scoring over 20? Yeah, and it wouldn't be just him. It would be a collective unit. It would take everybody. It really would. She said, Roquan and K-Ham going to light Josh Allen and the running backs up. Oh, yeah, and it's going to be cold out there, too. Ooh, this is going to be a tough game, man. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be close. I would love the Ravens to blow them out. Oh, I would love that. I think it's going to be close. Anyway, she said, so the passing is my only worry going into this game. Now, the pass defense for the Ravens has been a lot better. It has been a lot better ever since week 11. So I get what you're saying, though, because Bills are still the Bills. And Josh Allen's still Josh Allen. They could still make a lot of plays happen. And she also said, sorry, team, keep it clean. So she realized, she said, hold up now. I just realized what I sent. But it is what it is. Okay. She said, like Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm out. Shout out to Dej for getting us started. Like that. Next question came from another team, keep it clean, patron, my guy Bill. He said, what's up, Ingraven? What's up, Bill? He said, I was thinking about how we beat the Bills this season already. Both teams have improved. Yes, for sure. As Ravens fans, we already know how our team has improved. But what changes has Buffalo made that makes them different than the team we played before earlier this season that could be a threat or overlooked while the coaches are getting prepared for Sunday? I think Cook. Just going off. Because he's been going crazy, and I think he was one of the leaders in overall touchdowns this year. Like, he really was. So they've been finding more ways to get him involved, and they obviously just been closing stuff out. They've been doing a whole lot of winning, and they've also done some winning against their division, as we know. I mean, they got the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Patriots. Yeah. But they did beat the Chiefs, and that's real right there. They beat the Chiefs, and that's a huge confidence booster. That was the only real game that the Chiefs lost this year. And then they beat the Lions too. So they beat the 2 number 1 seeds in the NFL, and that says a lot right there. That shows like, hey, when you were against the best of the best, you rose up. But when they played the Ravens, they ain't rise up. But Ravens back then wasn't the best of the best. Ravens was like, oh, what's going on with these guys? Well, Ravens, they took care of business. So I would say that just the confidence of the Bills right now, it's at an all-time high. They're gonna be at the crib. That's gonna be a big change in this game alone. They're gonna be at home this time. Last time we were, but this time we go to their crib. So I'm hoping that this thing goes like the game did in, what was that, 2019? We played them in 2019, right? I believe we did. I'm pretty sure we did. Oh, and that one came right down to the wire. We played him in 2018. And Bills fans always say they need to thank us for Josh Allen, man, because we got his career started early. Because remember, week 1 of 2018, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen were both rookies. They were not starting. But with Josh, it was Nathan Peterman starting. I will never forget, because we went to that game. It was an ugly game. It was a rainy game. But they had a hype video for Nathan Peterman. They had a hype video for him. Ravens, they dog walked, dusted Nathan Peterman. It was bad for him. It was really, really bad. It was great for us, but it was really, really bad for him. And then he ended up getting benched and insert Josh Allen first game of the season. And then from that point on, he was your starter. So you're welcome, Buffalo. Oh, my God, Bill also added, I'm just hoping the Bills won't rock the Ravens world like the Eagles did. We completely underestimated those boys. I don't think nobody underestimated them. The Eagles is a nice team. Fire offensive line, fire defensive line. They got playmakers everywhere. Saquon Barkley, he did his thing against us. Eagles are for real, man. That team is for real. So they just beat the Ravens straight up. They beat the Ravens. It wasn't even no funny business, nothing like that. They just beat up on the Ravens, and they won convincingly, too. Next question came from another team, keep it clean, patron, my guy, Brandon. He said, hey, Ingraven, how impactful will our new defense be against this matchup against the Bills? See? That's what we were just talking about earlier that somebody else brought to my attention. And I was, oh, my goodness. Like, it's a completely different defense. So imagine, not that I can't realistically expect this to happen, but it's like when our defense was all kinds of bad, like really, really bad, we held them to 10 points. but now our defense has been really, really good. So just imagine. I don't know, man. Anyway, he said, we all know how our defensive issues were solved since the first Bills game in week 4. Even with our defense playing like trash in the beginning of the season, we still dominated Buffalo. I'm curious how you think this new scheme will fare against Josh Allen. Could it be even better? Could it be? I mean, Josh Allen has obviously gotten much better since then, but so have the Baltimore Ravens. So because it just, when you like really think about how that game went. Like, Ravens literally dominated from jump. Derrick Henry, first play of the game, Derrick Henry 83 or 84 yard touchdown run from jump, and we just dominated them. So, and while the Bills did get better, so shout out to them, the Ravens got a whole lot better too. These are not the two same teams facing each other from before. So, could we expect a lot of the same? I don't know. I can't say that. I want it, but I can't say it. Next question came from another team. Keep it clean. Patron, my guy, AM Gang. He said, yo, Mr. Ingraven, how you doing, man? I hope you and the family is doing well. My B-Day was January 12th, and I feel like the best gift would be for the Ravens to win this Sunday. But my question is, versus the Bills, what do you think the Ravens are lacking on, or what area? And I'm nervous, but you think the Ravens can beat the Bills again? I believe so, but I'm nervous still. Oh, I feel you. We all gonna be nervous. Well, a lot of us. I know I am. Like, right now, I'm good. But that game ain't till Sunday night. So, starting really on Saturday night, then Sunday morning, oh, boy, I'm gonna be a wreck. I already know. I am going to be extremely nervous for the game, as are a lot of us. But, yeah, I definitely think the Ravens can get it. Not that I think the Ravens can get it done, but they will. They have to. They have to. They got no other choice but to. It's going to be a tough one, but they should handle their business. But what areas are the Ravens lacking in, or what area should they improve in, or could they be better in? I would say offensive line could be better. Pass blocking. Run blocking, they've been doing their thing for the most part. They really have. So pass blocking, offensive line could be better. And just now, and it's tricky because in the Steelers game, I wanted to say, oh yeah, they got conservative in the second half. They only scored 7 points in the second, and they did only score 7 points in the second half. That I don't like. But they did play ball control. They played clock control, so they really had time of possession a lot in that second half. But still, I think you need more against the Bills than that. So where they could be lacking at, if Zay Flowers doesn't play, but other guys just really gonna have to step up. I love how against the Steelers, Zay Flowers didn't play, but they could have used Zay Flowers for sure. But the Ravens, they still got it done, and the offense, they were still looking pretty good. So I just continue that, keep that up, and again, win by any means necessary. Next question came from my guy Chauncey, but actually, in regards to that last question, another area where I feel like we've been lacking a bit would also be in the pass rush department. The pass rush in this game, I feel like it has to be much better than it has been. But anyway, to my next question from our guy Chauncey, he said, we have a veteran corner, Tre'Davious White, going against his former quarterback, Josh Allen. Can't we all agree that it would be a great game to make the swap, seeing how much Stevens has continued to struggle, especially with this being win or go home? Well, you saw how they handled it last week against the Steelers. And Stevens did do a little bit of struggling in that game. They didn't make no swaps at all. Trey White was out there for a little bit, but Stevens is still the guy. It's one of them things where they like, hey, if they ain't made the swap by now, then they're not going to make it at all. We saw Brandon Stevens starting through the whole year. He continued to start through the whole year, and he's going to continue to start through the entire playoffs as well. And he said, hopefully Brandon Stevens is when it comes to being in the starting lineup. I'm out. Next question came from my guy Scott. He said, first thing first, keep it clean, my friend, and thank you for making videos. Hey, no, I appreciate you. He said, okay, let's jump into it. First off, we need to continue with our running game against the Bills. Don't change it up like they did the last few years. And we need to find a way to pressure Josh Allen and tackle him. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. He said, and no weak tackles. And the other thing is, I hope Zay Flowers plays this Sunday against the Bills. Oh, we really do. We all do. We all do for sure. He said, and if not, we have likely Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, Anthony Miller. I like how you threw Anthony Miller name in there too. All right, now. He said, but we need to continue to run and wear down their defense. Let's go Ravens. We all agree with you. This question came from my guy Michael. He said, what's good, Ingraven? What's up, Mike? He said, love your show. It's been part of my daily routine for some years now. Keep it up, bro. I see nothing but greatness coming your way. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. He said, when the Ravens win the Super Bowl this year, you will definitely surpass 100K. That would be great. I said, that would be there'll be about a little over 19,000 subscribers in a little less than 1 month. All right. Hey. People will come through like that. Hey, no problem. I ain't gonna complain. Anyway, he said, for my question, though, Nitro said that when you and him interviewed Lamar, his face changed, like his eyes were flickering and stuff, LOL. Just wanted to know what you saw in that moment. As far as whose face? Lamar's face change or Nitro's face change? If we talking about Lamar, like Lamar just... Anytime that we've spoken to or talked to Lamar Jackson or ran into him, anything like that, super chill, super approachable, super friendly, super nice. His memory is crazy. I always tell people that story, man, that his memory just, it don't make no sense to me, because that's why from jump, him being from South Florida, I was already biased toward Lamar, but then every single interaction, man, is genuine, it's real. He remembers stuff like crazy. I don't know how. Because I always say, like, this dude, he meets hundreds of thousands of people. He interacts with hundreds of thousands of people, whether it be online, whether it be in person. He does interviews. He got practice. He goes to work every single day. He got his family. He got his friends. He got all this stuff, these events that he be at, these events that he throws, the Lamar Jackson Fun Day, all type of stuff that he does all the time. But every single time we see him and he remembers my son Carter, I'm like, how? He remembers when they talked on FaceTime. He remembers when Carter first met him at one of the Lamar Jackson Fun Days. He remembers everything. I'm like, how do you do that, man? Because it doesn't make no sense. Because I be having trouble forgetting people's names that I see every day, or having trouble remember people's names that I see every day. But this dude is crazy. So we got a lot of love for Lamar, man. Got a lot of love for Lamar. Shout out to Lenny. Shout out to Coach Van. He's surrounded by some really good people too, that we had the opportunity to meet. And I had the opportunity to just talk to them a lot too. So he's special, man. Lamar is very, very special, and he got a lot of special people around him too. But as far as whose face changed, I don't know if Nitro talking about his face changed. Cause maybe it did. Cause maybe he's like, oh, it's a Lamar. If you're talking about Lamar's face, I don't think Lamar's face changed. Cause Lamar again, always super chill, laughing, friendly. Just again, anybody who has ever met him, I'm sure you love him. I'm sure you had a great interaction with him. But he just straight up good people. Next question came from my guy Lewis. He said, Ingraven family, happy New Year's, everyone. I know it's late, but this is my first Q&A of the year. Okay, welcome aboard, my friend. Let's get it. He said, I was one of the ones who wanted to get rid of Pat McQueen before Roquan even got here, but he got even better, and I never cared if we kept him or not. I actually I was hoping they would be able to keep Patrick Queen, but I didn't expect them to, because they traded for Roquan Smith, and then they paid Roquan Smith like right after they traded for him. So Pat, you about to have me calling him Pat McQueen. Patrick Queen, ooh man, I almost said it again. But Patrick Queen, he was looking at that like, man, this dude just got here. Y'all paid him already, and y'all ain't paid. Oh man, I still want to get paid, but I got to go get my bread. He's what better way to get it than to be able to play the Ravens at least twice a year, and this year turned out to be 3 times. Anyway, he said, but seeing him on the field, he said, I could see his thoughts and emotions on his face, but as time expired and he saw the Ravens celebrate, just imagine his thoughts. Hurtful to know you were supposed to be over there with them, but they declined to keep you. I'm definitely feeling bad for him. I don't feel bad for him. The part that you talking about, okay, I can get that, because even though football is a business, emotions get involved. In any kind of business, it's still a high chance that emotions could get involved, because people are people. People still got feelings at the beginning and end of the day. Patrick Queen, he made a decision to leave. Yeah, he said the Ravens ain't even offer him nothing. He said they ain't even offer him, and that could hurt. You could feel like, man, like I was a first round pick. I really put my all into my craft. I tried to get better and better, and I really felt like we had something special, and y'all ain't even offer me nothing. I ain't get a contract offer, no nothing. Eric DeCosta and Harbaugh, they stopped calling me. They ain't take nothing. That could hurt. That could hurt big time. So that could have been some extra motivation for Patrick Queen to be like, oh, you know what? Oh, Steelers offer me that. I'm taking it. I'm going to Pittsburgh. Let me show these Baltimore Ravens at least 2 times a year what's up. But 2 times this year out of the 3, Ravens got his number. Next question came from Lamar, not Jackson, but somebody in Team Keep It Clean. He said, hello, Ingraven, it's Lamar again, a.k.a. Baldhead. The stage is set. What better way to start this divisional round with the top 2 MVP candidates, Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen, part 2. But anyway, my question is, what do you think the Ravens secondary has to do different with the Bills adding Amari Cooper to their receiver corps since our last meeting? You know what? Everything that I've heard from Bills fans, whenever Amari Cooper's name is brought up, they don't really care about him. Ravens are very familiar with Amari Cooper because they used to go against him twice a year. But Bills fans are like, they don't care nothing about Amari Cooper. They do not feel like his presence has really added anything of significance. And hopefully that continues in the playoff game. But you just got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. So we know Amari Cooper, like, he can make a play like that. And it's playoffs. It's playoffs. So people, they turn it up a couple of notches for the playoffs. So Ravens still got to be very, very careful. Be physical with those Bills receivers. Throw them off of their routes, mess up their timing, and just don't let Josh Allen do them killer plays, man. I know the Bills probably saying the exact same thing to all their defense about Lamar Jackson. Same thing about the receivers, get physical with it, mess their routes up and whatnot. And don't let Lamar Jackson make the play because, again, both Lamar and Josh Allen, they can make them crazy plays, man. As you know, the frustrating, the stressful plays, if you are a fan of the opposing team defense or you're a fan of the defense, when you're going against either one of them quarterbacks, you're like, oh, my goodness, he did that. It's frustrating. But as long as it's Lamar Jackson making a whole lot more than plays than Josh Allen, we'll be A-okay. He said, I'm only asking because Cooper normally has a lot of success against our defense. I feel like we will be fine as long as we limit the amount of times Mr. 21 Brandon Stevens lines up against him. It seems like everybody is on the same page when it comes to Brandon Stevens, man. I just really hope. And he's already made me look like a liar because I said that Brandon Stevens was going to go on a Flacco-like playoff run. Hasn't started off that way, but he got a chance at redemption this Sunday night. He said, and just like Lamar read option, I'm out. This question came from my guy Chazeray. He said, I know I said bring the gold pants back, but what about a gold color rush look? Gold pants, gold jersey with the alternate purple helmets. I think it would be dope. What do you think? I would love if they tried it. They won't, but I would love if they tried it. Like, do something different. Throw it off. Because NFL, they done tried it with a lot of ugly different combinations with some other uniforms and whatnot. Why not try it with the Ravens? Can't hurt. He said, oh, by the way, I love the way we played against the Steelers. If we can stay consistent and play like this, we will win the Super Bowl. You know what? It's our time. Amazing. Go get that bowl. Just like Michael when King Henry gave him a stiff arm. Sheesh. LOL. I'm out. And the last question on this episode came from my guy, Mr. Vick. He said, hope all is well with you and the family. Hello to all in the Flock universe. Long-time follower, first-time messaging you in this form. So we have chatted recently on Twitter. Okay, appreciate you, my friend. He said, so I'm a long-time Flock member, been a fan since 1998. Following Ray Lewis, I've always been a fan of the hard hitters, for example, Lawrence Taylor, etc. I became a full fan when I moved to North Carolina. I'm a native of Western New York, grew up in a diehard Bills Mafia family. Oh, so this is extra personal. For you, for sure. Anyway, he said, the cold is the only thing that bothers me about this game. It will be between 4 and 13 degrees. And here, the cold coming off the Great Lakes is to the bone. It exposes soft tissue and joint pains quickly. Ball handling will be imperative, as will catching and handling. Ooh. So, hand it off to Derrick Henry and let him do the rest. Oh, offensive line, please. Open it up for Derrick Henry. Anyway. He said, I work as a sandblaster. Basically, no heat. Blast heater in a metal building. I am currently sandblasting parts of the Bills' new stadium, and it doesn't take long for my hands and toes to freeze with multiple pairs of gloves and socks on. Other than that, I believe we can make an example of Buffalo if everything is hitting on all levels, but mostly with coaching. Oh, yeah. It's going to take everything. Coaching, it's going to take the personnel, it's going to take execution, it's going to take everything because, again, this is a different Bills team. Now, there's a different Ravens team too now, but this is a different Bills team than we played before. And like we talked about earlier, their confidence right now is through the roof. So Ravens got to take care of business. He said, keep up the great work, sir. Talk with you again soon. Hey, appreciate you, Mr. Vick. Stay warm.